तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं पवित्रजम्बूफलसारभक्षितं उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं।
Hari Om. Thank you, Lata Rajshekhar-ji. So we are doing summary of Bhagavad Gita and we are on the 5th chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So till now what we have done, we will see where Arjuna has asked one question, that attaining this self-knowledge, gaining this self-knowledge is very important. And for that there are two paths: performance of action and renunciation of action. Which one is superior? Bhagavan has told both paths lead to the same goal, but for you, so Arjuna is representation of most of us. For you, performance of action path is better because you are still in the family, job, business, social service. So first you practice karma sannyas. So we will see systematically what till now we have done, because today mostly we'll complete this chapter. So till now, Bhagavan has told what is karma sannyas, which is the name of the chapter which we must know. Karma sannyas is renunciation of like dislikes, mindness, possessiveness, and attachment. And we must start practicing this in day-to-day life every day from this moment. What will happen? Suppose I start renouncing like dislikes, I will experience freedom immediately. Because I don't have any specific like dislikes. Wherever I go, whatever happens, I just enjoy it, like it. And I am not very specific about that this should happen, that should happen, because we have understood that Karta Karvita is the Lord. I am just an instrument. Lord himself is going to tell Arjun that I have killed everybody, I am fighting the war, you are just nimitta matra bhava savasachi. So once we do that, then we slowly, we should actually start with food, then our bed, then our house, then our relationship. That other person must behave like how I like the other person to behave. If the other person is not behaving as I want, then there is a problem. Then I must let go mindness and possessiveness, being in the family, being in the job, being in the business. Why? Because then this will remove our fear, because fear is created with mindness. Suppose some news comes, 100 people are caught by terrorists in Canada. We are okay, it's a news. But suppose we find, no, somebody is related to me, mine, then we start getting nervous here. Not that we should not get nervous, but we must take one stand. Nothing is mine or everything is mine. That is better. Our problem is something is mine and something is not mine. Then there is a problem. Then the third one, Lord says, practice giving up attachment, renounce attachment. The moment we let go attachment, we will experience relaxation. Many of us do not know how to relax. Our relaxation is WhatsApp now or watching TV. But just without doing anything, I cannot relax for even 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sit quietly for 1 hour with closed eyes. Then we have to go to some hill station and relax. And then after coming back, Gurudev says that after coming back from holiday, people require 2 more days for rest before joining office. Because one has got tired in the hill station. Again 2 more days. No. Just now I have come from a long trip. Where you had gone? No, I had gone for enjoyment for some hill station. But for 2 days I need rest. So much travel, so much traffic. So Bhagavan is saying that this you practice and then you are eligible for Paramartha Sannyas, which is renunciation of ego. And then Bhagavan, just to prove his point to Arjun and all of us, says in many verses that these are the qualities of a sannyasi or a yogi which you need to practice. What are those? Overcome hatred. Be equanimous in all pairs of opposites, sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo. In at least 3 pairs I must be equanimous. At mind level, body level, intellect level. Then live as guest in the 9 gates, like how a master lives. 9 gates are in the body. Always tell yourself in the morning, afternoon, evening, night, when we chant Brahmarpanam, that I am having this body. Not that I am this body. There is a huge difference between this statement. Then be Samadarshina. Look at all beings and things as Brahman, and that is where we require Shastra. Because I don't know what is Brahman, what is God, what is self. So Shastra is not required to know all these things. Shastra is required to know, okay, if you're saying, okay, look at everybody, everything as Brahman, but what is Brahman? What is God? Again and again, Bhagavan is saying, who is me? Because again in further chapters, Bhagavan, without getting exhausted, is telling, please know my nature, unmanifest nature, manifest nature. So we must know what is Brahman, what is God, what is real self. All 3 are same only. Never grieve with unpleasant and do not rejoice with pleasant. Try to be balanced, because when my mind is peaceful, my mind is cheerful, then only I can learn all this Brahma Vidya, then only I will be able to grasp, I will be able to understand the essence, I will be able to practice, I will be able to abide in these qualities. Because again and again, Lord says that you have to practice these qualities, develop these qualities when you are in the family itself. Do not try to develop this quality going in Himalayas, sitting alone. No, I am very quiet and peaceful at home. But moment I start interacting with people, either I disturb other people or I get disturbed by other people. So Bhagwan, one important thing again and again you are telling, renounce this, renounce this, renounce this, do not enjoy the world, do not enjoy the situation, objects, people. Do you really think that there is no happiness in this world? There is no maja, enjoyment, thrill in adventure in this world, because so much I am attached to my family, so much I am attached, and then you have created this world as such beautiful thing that my mind constantly goes into what next, what next, what next, where should I go, what should I experience? So Bhagavan says, yes, this world is tempting because I have created it. And that temptation is called Maya. But it has enjoyment, it has thrills, it has pleasure, but it does not have happiness. Very important point to note. So this actually is a very important statement to note down and practice, because there is no happiness in any relationship, object, situation, place, person. Yeah, there is enjoyment. We should not expect happiness. The whole problem happens when we start expecting happiness from something where happiness is not located. Ramana Maharshi says that seeking happiness is not wrong, but where are you seeking it? That place you change from outside to inside. So should I not enjoy this world? Bhagavan says you enjoy. Transact, but don't be dependent on all these things, because that will create slavery in your mind. Then while leaving this body, when death is coming, then I have to leave this, I have to leave this. When somebody goes also, I start crying because that person, that situation, that object has gone. When we know that it is the nature of this world. So I must practice two things in day-to-day life: how to relax and how to enjoy. And for that we require Brahma Vidya, because there are people who are continuously doing lot of work in family, job, business, but don't know how to relax and enjoy. At least every day I must practice two things. For 1 hour I am going to enjoy, I am going to relax and enjoy. And then all these qualities will have to develop. So we saw last time very important point, which we have to note, that all actions we do only for one thing. We get married, we do job, we do business, we do a lot of household work, we cook food, we eat, we do all the things only for one single goal in life, and that is happiness. I am not interested in a person, object, and situation. Actually, I am interested in getting happiness from it and being happy. This is a very important point to note, where we saw what is happiness, tranquility of mind. Where is it located? Now we have to be careful whether it is located in world or self. Bhagavan is saying it is not located in the world, it is located in the self. So you seek the self. Atmavare drashtavya. In Maitri Brahmana Upanishad we saw, what is a goal in life? To be happy. What is the purpose of life? To discover the self, where the source of happiness is there. Once I get the source of happiness, then I can abide in it. And that is a definition of a happy person Lord is giving. And we saw last time that in this world, to be happy, we are so much engrossed into doing so many actions, and we get tired and say, acha tha. Maza aaya. Swami Advaitanand ji gives this example. Nowadays we buy ready-made idli atta from some shop, and then we make idli. But then still that after that atta comes also, that idli to make, chutney to make, sambar to make, it takes at least 1 hour properly. And for eating, it takes 5 minutes. And just imagine, suppose we don't have atta, ready-made atta, and we do not have mixer, which was just there, this condition before maybe 25 years back or 30 years back. Maybe our grandparents or parents were not having mixer. To make one idli, the preparation was 2 days fermentation. And eating takes 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and the idli is there on the tongue for 10 seconds. Some people don't even keep the idli sambar chutney for 10 seconds. They will take and gulp it, and then next and gulp it. So I must enjoy at least some, okay, let me keep this idli sambar chutney for at least 1 minute in my tongue, in my mouth to enjoy, and then revel in that idli happiness. So there is no happiness in the idli. There is no happiness in laddu. There is no happiness in peda, samosa, coffee. Now today we are going to take one very interesting logic which Advayananda Swami gives. We have to be alert and completely attentive to listen to this. It is called as laddu logic. All of us know laddu? Yes, we know laddu. Now laddu is a representation of situation, person, object. Now in Ganpati days, so we laddu hai. Yesterday we had guest at home. No, kuch meetha mat de do. Kuch namkeen chahiye. Meetha bahut ho gaya. Laddu, peda, kaju katri. So this is called as laddu logic, for example. Now listen carefully. Very interesting one which comes in Maitri Brahmana Upanishad, which we had taken in detail. I'll just mention because Lord is talking about that, how to be happy. So, number 1, let us start. I love eating laddu. Statement number 1. You can replace laddu with whatever you want. You don't say, no, I don't like laddu because I have diabetes. No, you can replace anything. Oh, I laddu with samosa, whatever you want. Okay, I love laddu. I love eating laddu. Number 1 statement. Statement number 2. Why do I love eating laddu? Because eating laddu gives me happiness. Now the statement comes here where we require Guru and this Shastra, because this comes in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Ananda Mimansa. Big chapter is there, Brahmananda Valli. Okay, statement number 1. I love eating laddu. Why do I love eating laddu? Because eating laddu gives me happiness. Third statement. Why do I want to give happiness to me? Because I love myself. Now we'll repeat these 4 sentences. I eating laddu. I love eating laddu. Why do I eat? Why do I love eating laddu? Because eating laddu gives me happiness. Why do I want to give happiness to myself? Because I love myself. And why do I love myself? Because myself is the source of happiness. We do not love anything which is a source of sorrow. Whether it is a person, whether it is an object, whether it is a situation. We cannot love something which is giving me sorrow. So, Maitri Brahmana Upanishad, it declares that why do I love myself? Because myself is the nature of happiness, and that you seek. And from the Paramarthic standpoint of view, a person who seeks the self. So basically, the difference between spiritual and material are only 2. There is no much difference between spiritual people and material people. Both are seeking happiness. The only difference is material people seek happiness from material. Spiritual people seek happiness from spiritual self. But Bhagwan, one objection, that if you say that I understood the laddu logic, that why do I love myself? Because it is source of happiness. So why I am not happy? Why I am not getting that happiness from the self? Bhagavan says 2 reasons in Upanishad. Because one is ignorant of the self, and secondly, because I am ignorant of the self, my attention is constantly outside. The source of happiness is located inside. In the 10th chapter, Bhagavan is going to say this to us. Aham Atma Gudakesha. I am yourself, which is a source of happiness. And the person who abides in the self is a happy person from God's point of view. So Arjun says, okay, Bhagavan, understood. Thank you very much. I understood from Paramarthic point of view that the person who seeks the self and abides in the self is a happy person. But tell me, what is the definition? This is very important verse. What is the definition of a happy person from practical point of view? Because I am in the job, I am in family, I am in business, I am in social life, I am living in a society, I have so many relatives, I have to do so many things. From morning to evening, who is a happy person? How to be happy here and now in this situation? Because right now I have just heard this self. So we require this Brahma Vidya. So if anybody asks us, why are you going to Bhagavad Gita session in the morning? To know the self, to know God, to know Brahman, whatever we want to say. And why do I want to know it? Because only with knowledge this happiness will come. Because we already have this experience. Now what we do not know is that this is the source of happiness. So okay. So from practical point of view, who is a happy person, Bhagavan? Bhagavan gives here very, very important pointer for us. The person who is regularly able to abide or stand strong in the storm of Kama, Krodha, Vega. That person is a happy person according to Bhagavan. So if you ask people, how are you? I am happy. Touch wood. But suppose I take away this. No. Then I will not be happy, because my happiness is controlled by fear, controlled by desire, controlled by anger. So who is a happy person? What we have to practice, what Bhagavan says, that you have to practice overcoming desire and anger. Then you can experience the degree of happiness will start growing. How to grow? How to outgrow of this attraction of the world? Because this anger is coming, desire is coming because of this world only. Like Gurudev gives this example that suppose our finger goes in our eyes or our teeth bites our tongue, then we are not angry on ourselves. But if somebody else's finger goes in my, then I get angry on the other person. So Bhagavan says, how to outgrow attraction of the world? Do not revel in pleasure of the world. Be a happy Naraha. This is a very important verse you have to by heart. Bhagavan says, be integrated, sayuktaha. Then you will become happy, sasukhihi. Then you will become sanaraha. And the way to do that is kama, krodho, bhavam, vegam. So we have to overcome kama and krodha. The degree to which we overcome kama and krodha. Vega means passion. Because when it comes, we just get carried away by it. We have no control. Today, kama and krodha are controlling us. So who is a happy Naraha? He is calling that person I call him Naraha. So here is a dialogue going on between Narayana and Naraha. So what destroys my happiness? Desire and anger. So what is desire and what is anger? We'll have to discuss that. Desire. What is desire? The longing arising from various causes which we superimpose as pleasant objects. That is the definition of desire, because first of all, we must know the definition. What is God? What is Atma? What is mind? What is body? What is relationship? What is family? So there is a longing arising. A vega happens when we superimpose our happiness on a person, that if I don't get this person, then I become dukhi. If I superimpose this on an object, if I don't get it, I become sad. If I superimpose on this situation that I want to experience this situation, then I become sad. And the say other person says, actually, I see dukkha in it where you are seeing sukha. A sannyasi says that I am seeing dukkha only in family life, so I don't want family life. I don't want to do any job or business. I want to focus now and completely focus my mind into Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasam at the feet of the Guru, and then realize this self, which is the source of happiness. So what is desire? Thinking creates desire, dreaming, reading, smelling, seeing, hearing, imagining, tasting, touching. And what are the symptoms of these desires? Passion, vega, Bhagavan is saying. Kama, krodhod, bhavam, vegam. Romance, eyes glitter, hair stands at end, glow on face. So this must happen for God. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, when he used to do puja, he used to put flower, and the way he used to do the puja of Kali, that all these, because the desire is to see Kali in real form. And then Kali Mata used to give him darshan. But our symptoms comes with a person's object or a situation. What is anger? When comes in contact with something unpleasant. So desire is for something pleasant to experience, and anger comes in contact with something unpleasant, what we are experiencing in life. What are the krodha symptoms? Fire from eyes, sweating, face, shouting, throwing things, silent. Some people express silent anger. They will not talk. So it is not a peaceful, but it is a destructive anger which destroys me only. So anger can come when we are not well, when we want to become well, when the desire is obstructed or a desire is delayed, when others are enjoying ice cream and I'm not able to eat ice cream, others are enjoying this life, I'm not able to enjoy. Then also anger can come. Anger can come when my ego is pricked. This is very interesting. If you want to test, no, I have overcome anger. Just try to prick the ego. Then see suddenly, no, you told this about me. No, I will not come to the class. I will not listen. I am giving up Chinmaya mission. There are people who just leave the mission, leave the class, leave everything and go just because one sentence you told I didn't like. One sentence. And that's the reason people love dogs and God, because they can't say anything. You try with people. Maintaining relationships is not easy because one sentence here and there, the ego is pricked. So these are the causes. The effects may be many. So Bhagavan has mentioned earlier, like, dislike. So we have already discussed desire management, anger management in some way. So we are not going in detail because this is a summary session going on. So earlier Bhagavan has mentioned like, dislikes. Now Bhagavan replaces likes, dislikes as anger. Desire and anger both are same. Because desire is for something what I like, and anger is something when I come in contact what I dislike. So Bhagavan is constantly saying that neutralize your like dislikes, neutralize your like dislike. And another name for neutralizing like dislike is called as Vairagya. So Vairagya means not only that wearing orange clothes and having long hair and just sitting quietly and then some Himalayas. Bhagavan says you practice Vairagya here and now, because in your family, in your job, in your business, in your society, in Mumbai, in India, in the world, you will find many people whom you dislike and some people whom you like. No, I don't like this politician. I don't like this country. Constantly people say what they are disliking. So we can say when a person talks about dislikes, the person is actually expressing some deep anger within. At moment there is an anger, whatever we have, we express. Guruji says very interesting statement to be by-hearted. Jahan bodh hota hai, wahan krodh hota nahi hai. Bodh means understanding of the moment I say Brahmarpanam Brahma vi Brahmagno Brahmana, everything is Brahman, yeah, my Atma and your Atma is same. But then this is only information level. Jahan pe bodh hota hai, wahan krodh nahi aata. So, in our day-to-day life, let us take on this Ganpati celebration, festival, auspicious day, that from today I will overcome anger. Most destructive this is Kam and Krodha. And we saw in the second chapter, we are not going in detail, Dhyayato Vishayan Punsa, Sangas Teshu Pajayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodho Vijayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammohat Smruti Vibhrama, Smruti Bhranshat Buddhinasha, Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So this Kama, Krodha are going to take us down and will become animal-like. No, but I am right, I need to be justified. I need to express anger because no. I can say the same thing in a nice way, peaceful way, firm way, because that has more impact. So some of the tips we can practice that from today, I will not talk loudly. At the top of my voice where I get exhausted, I will not shout. I will talk less. I will talk with Samiksha and Niriksha. I will properly study and then talk. Otherwise, silence is better, Ramana Maharshi says. These are ways to practice. If I don't practice less talking, Krodh will come. Because those people who talk a lot can get emotive very easily. But at the same time, I must not suppress a lot of things because that can create Kama Krodha. Suppression of desire, suppression of anger is still more dangerous. But one thing we have to take, okay, from today I will talk less. From today I will shout less. From today I will not keep repeating the same thing to a person. From today I will start expecting less from a person. So neutralize and then enjoy this world. So Bhagavan says, okay, I'll give you steps how to do that. And then we are closing the chapter here after one or two verses. First, find defects and limitation of happiness in objects. Adi Shankaracharya's commentary on these verses has create a dosha buddhi. That this happiness is temporary. So much of efforts I have to put, then I get little happiness. I do so many things, but actually who appreciates us? Nobody appreciates us. No. So much time I am giving for family. If you talk to family, they don't appreciate. Okay. Actually, parents and grandparents are dying to listen one sentence from their children or that you did so many things for me. Thank you very much. ऐसे भी कोई बोलते नहीं. So I must slowly develop this not fault finding attitude, but I must study from Brahma Vidya point of view that when happiness is located inside, why am I seeking outside? And there are so many limitations in enjoying and having this happiness. So let me have thrill, enjoyment, pleasure for some time, but I'm not expecting continuously the thing to give me happiness, because as the age grows, the same person, same object and same situation doesn't give happiness. So there are people who fall in love, get married, and after 5 years divorce because somewhere I love the person. Now I get so angry that I don't want to even look at the face. So I stay separately. So we can go on finding this, that why these things happens. And we have to remember the Laddu logic, that why do I want to give happiness to myself at any cost? I want to remove another person from my life, situation, object from my life, because I love myself. And whatever I love, I want to give happiness to it. Develop ability to withstand desire and practice and anger. I must make a note that what all my desires are there in life. Do I really want this? Do all these things are going to really give me happiness? How long that happiness will remain? And we must practice vow philosophy. With or without, I am happy. Not that I have to give up that, but I can practice with and without. Discover love for Atma, truth, God. That is an important step. Without that, I will not be able to overcome desire and anger, because love is antidote of anger. Where there is love, anger is not there. No, you might, this is I don't accept. Because I love you, so I am shouting on you. You are shouting on me because you love yourself and you want me to behave in a way which you have behaved earlier. So you basically want to be happy, so you are shouting on me to fulfill your expectations through me. These are not my dialogues. These are there in our Maitri Brahmana Upanishad, where the Acharya there tells his wife that basically self-love is the real love and the highest love. You are loving me, he is telling his wife, because actually you love yourself. So seek yourself and then be happy. And that's the reason we must read Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Bhagavad, because then the love for God increases. Love for truth. No, I am not interested in God. Okay, you seek truth. No, I am not interested in truth. Okay, you seek yourself. Revel in self-happiness. Yontha sukho. So you revel in your own happiness. And where is it located? Antakarana, inside. Abide in ever illuminating self-light. Jyoti Reva. Constantly that flame of self is alive. It never gets exhausted. It is eternal. Just focus the attention from outside to inside and I can discover that self. Kabir Das ji says, खोजी हो तुरंत मिल जाए. एक पल की तलाश है. Only one moment the dreamer becomes waker. Similarly, when the attention shifts from outside to inside, it will take one moment to realize who am I. What is the result of this? Such a person becomes yogi. Sayogi, Brahma Nirvana, and he attains the highest because he discovers the source of happiness. So our goal of life is very clear. If somebody asks, what is your goal of life? Paramananda Prapti and Atyantik Dukkha Nivrutti. That is very clearly defined in Vedanta. I want to be happy and I want to avoid all sorrows, suffering, pains. Is there a state? Is there a possibility? Vedanta says, yes, you come here. Come to Bhagavad Gita. We will tell you the goal. We will tell you the path. We will tell you what are the obstacles. We will tell you the steps. And if there is a problem in the step, we will also tell you how to overcome it. We will also tell you once you attain that, what is going to happen also. So what are the qualifications? This is the last verse where this topic is going to get over and Bhagavan is going to introduce Dhyana Yoga. So what are the steps? First, create equanimity of mind by Dharma and Brahma Vivek. I must know clearly what is to be done at this moment in life, what to eat, how to talk, what to dress, when to withdraw from duties, when to relax and enjoy, how to create a pattern through Vivek. And then Brahma Vivek is what is real, what is unreal, what is Atma, what is Anatma. What will happen? This will make my life sinless. That sinlessness will give me purity of mind. And that will happen through Vairagya, because I will understand that the real happiness is inside. So seeking self is more intelligent way than seeking something outside. And that I have to practice with Karma Yoga by practicing selflessness. Then I must do Shravan and Madan, which we are doing right now in this session. Regularly, every day, I must exercise for 20 minutes. Vihara, I must eat properly, Ahara, and I must study Swadhyaya for 20 minutes or half an hour. And slowly, I will start developing sense control where Nididhyasana will happen. I will automatically start feeling like meditating, which is the next chapter coming. Then dealing day to day while people, objects, situation, animals, insects, I must be engaged by asking one question, that are my actions creating maximum benefit to maximum people? So this is very important to ask, because no, how can you say ahimsa? Because Lord Krishna told Arjun to kill so many lakhs of people because few lakhs of people were killed, but many, many crores of people were saved. And that was action what Lord recommended Arjuna, that we have to kill some people for larger benefit. What is good for all being, Guruji asked? Definitely everybody wants to be happy. So whenever we interact with people, we have to ask oneself that, am I giving happiness to other person? Or am I creating boredom to other person? Or am I irritating other person? Or am I creating anger in other person? Or am I creating desire in other person? What the other person wants, I must give. That is very important, simple point to understand in transacting with people. Suppose somebody comes to our place and the person is purely vegetarian, cooking a non-veg meal for 3 hours and offering that particular thing. No, but you see my, efforts and the kind of expertise, but I don't eat non-veg. So you are giving me unhappiness. Just by smell of non-veg, I get unhappy. So one question we must ask, that, am I giving happiness to people who are around me? Or am I irritating them? Or am I just depressed, sad, bored person who is just doing one's duty because we are fearful that if I don't do my duty, then God will punish me? No. God says that try to create happiness wherever you go. There are two types of people. One type, wherever they go, there is happiness. Second type, wherever they are not, there is happiness. लोगों को अपने प्रेजेंस में मजा आना चाहिए, बोर नहीं होना चाहिए. That's the reason children don't come to parents or grandparents, because parents and grandparents always give them advice. Children say, I don't want to listen to your advice. This is so boring. So where the happiness is located? My Atma. So this self-knowledge is important. Labhanti. So now once I follow these steps, you will realize Brahma Nirvana, Brahmik Sthiti, you will realize. So Bhagavan has concluded this 5th chapter by saying that this is how you realize the source of happiness and abide in it. But Bhagavan, how to do it? That I understood intellectually. I have practiced this. Bhagavan says, I am going to introduce to you Dhyana Yoga. So there are last 1 or 2 verses. Bhagavan has introduced this. And now the entire chapter is going to come, which is Dhyana Yoga, because that is Bhagavan's style. Before going to next chapter, he will give some indication and then expand on it in the next chapter. So 5th chapter, topic of Sannyasa Lakshana ends here. Now we enter into Dhyana Yoga. So I have renounced whatever karma sannyas, paramarthik sannyas before taking. Now I have to practice meditation. So Bhagavan has given some tips. First of all, you practice purity of mind by karma yoga. Then you practice clarity of intellect by jnana yoga, by listening, reading, making notes regularly of this Shastra, what we are hearing. This is a Brahma Vidya, the highest knowledge. Do not just take lightly and just listen casually and just forget it कि अच्छा लगता है इसके लिए. Sunday morning, I love to listen, but I must be sincere, not serious to listen to this. So that is clarity will come in my mind. What is to be done in this moment and what is the difference between Atma, Anatma, where the happiness is located. Then abidance in self-knowledge by Dhyana Yoga. So these are the yogas recommended by the Lord. Purify the mind by Karma Yoga. Create clarity of intellect by Jnana Yoga. And now practice abidance in that self-knowledge by Dhyana Yoga. How? Meditation practice. So summary of the next chapter is given here. There are 2 sadhanas you do. Shut all senses through which outside world comes inside. At least some time from today, we must sit quietly with closed eyes, with our back straight, head, neck, backbone, at least for 10 minutes. Close the room. Sit at a time where nobody is going to ask us, call us or disturb us. Don't sit between 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock where Doodh wala comes, chai wala comes, flower wala comes, this person comes, that person comes. Sit at a time where at least 10 minutes I shut all senses and sit quietly with a straight back, head, neck. No, I shut my all senses when I am in sleep. No, I must be alert. So the perception is taken control, the cognition is taken control, recognition is taken control. Where the like-dislike starts through the perception, through the cognition, through the recognition, that we are going to discuss in detail. Bondage starts here because I start brooding over thoughts. Fix the gaze within, have an anchor. This is why God is required, a murti is required, a pratima is required. I can have breath as my anchor, but there has to be an anchor for the mind. It is complete science of psychology. Without giving the mind one anchor to focus, the mind will become anekagra. And that's the reason people want constantly this, that, not able to focus, concentrated mind flow on one. Tailavad dhara, Ramana Maharshi says, like that oil when we pour from the bottle, it comes in one dhara. That is how the mind must be able to focus on one thing. And that can only happen if I am thinking of that constantly during the day. Equalize the breath, quieten the mind. I must just sit quietly. No sound is coming from outside. Close all senses and focus on the breath. When the breath becomes quieter, the mind becomes quieter. We are going to practice this. So next chapter will not only theory part. Maybe we can take this opportunity to practice meditation for 5 to 10 minutes. In each session, at least 5 minutes, we'll practice whatever steps Lord is going to tell us. So every day I must sit quietly and then focus on my breath, quieten my breath. And these are outer sadhanas. Now what is the antar sadhana? Control mind and intellect. Even if I hear, smell, hear the doorbell, somebody is calling for 10 minutes, I will not move. Even the thoughts comes, I will not pay attention. Thoughts will come, remain there, go away. I will not bring any pondering, brood, plan in the meditation. Let me plan what is going to be there in breakfast. What will I make in breakfast? What will happen in the lunch? What will happen in the dinner? I will not brood, I will not plan. This is called as pratyahara. Only one goal of liberation in the mind. Okay, let me focus on this. And then I will try to be free from desire, fear, anger. This is one of the most beautiful definition Guruji gives to be happy. I must not have any fear. I must not have any hatred, anger, agitation in the mind, desire. For at least 10 minutes, I must sit quietly in the lap of the Lord where all three things are not troubling me. Because these three things actually are the troublemakers which destroys our happiness, number one, which constantly puts us into action, which constantly makes us restless and agitated. So at least 10 minutes I must practice. Okay, Bhagwan, I'm sitting in your lap. I overcome this. We are bound by our desire, fear, anger, but whom to meditate on? Lord says, last verse, meditate on me. I am the enjoyer of all austerities and penance. I am the supreme Lord of the universe. I am the well-wisher, selfless friend of all being. Suddenly Arjuna asked, Bhagwan, till now I was understanding suddenly, but I don't believe in God. And which God to meditate? Krishna, Rama, Ganpati, Devi? I don't know. Suddenly why you are telling I should meditate on you? I will meditate on myself. I will meditate on my breath. But who are you? So Bhagavan says you have to pray to me because I support your meditation. Bhagavan is going to say that I only support your meditation from within and outside. Both are same. But then there are a lot of questions in these two verses what Lord has mentioned in the last. So we are not going to discuss in detail what Lord has mentioned because this is where the 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, we are going to take it from next class where Bhagavan is going to answer all these things. What are the questions? But which God to meditate? What is the object of meditation? Who is the meditator? What is the goal of meditation? What is the process of meditation? What are the obstacles of meditation? How to overcome those obstacles and what will I get? Suppose I meditate. Once I reach Brahma Nirvana, what is the vision of the yogi who is who reaches the goal. So all these questions are going to be answered. So basically, Guruji gives 9 questions. There are 9 questions which will be answered. Some people have a kind of myth in the mind, just sitting quietly and closing eyes. No, I am meditating, but that is only relaxing. That may be concentrating, that may be contemplating. But what is meditation? What is the difference in contemplation, meditation, concentration? We will see in the next chapter. But before we go to the next chapter, let us summarize what happened in this chapter and close today's session. It started with Arjun's question, what is superior, renunciation of action or performance of action? Lord clearly answered that both paths will lead to the same goal, but you practice path of action. There are 2 levels of sannyas, karma sannyas and paramartha sannyas. Karma sannyas we saw in the starting of this session that you practice karma sannyas, then you will be eligible for paramartha sannyas. Letting go likes, dislikes, letting go attachment, letting go possessiveness and mindness. And paramartha sannyas is letting go the ego, the false I-ness which separates me from the world. How karma sannyas will lead to paramartha sannyas, we saw the steps. Then we saw the qualities of the wise. Then we saw that what is happiness, where is it located, why we are not happy most of the time, what are the obstacles in happiness, desire and anger, and how to overcome desire and anger, how to reach that Brahma Nirvana, how to attain that source of happiness. And then we saw in the last 2 verses, introduction to Dhyana Yoga. Meditation, process, definition of meditation, etc. That we are going to expound in the next session. So all of you are invited for practicing Dhyana Yoga from next time. We will practice at least 5 minutes. So whenever you are attending this session, if you are cooking, if you are sleeping, if you are roaming around, if you are walking around, and while walking around, then for next 6th chapter, we have to sit at one place and listen, because 5 minutes we will practice, because Lord is going to give us so many steps. So Bhagavad Gita is not only a theory, not only a ideology or philosophy, it is a technology and it is a practice, day-to-day practice. So that myth we should remove from the mind that we are only listening, but it gives us practice tips regularly. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.